всіх ворогів ти призву побратими, бо тут не на часі плюватися слиною, треба стояти єдиними. Руки мають бути вільними, ноги сильними, номери всі перевірені, а очі пильними. Мама має бути вдячна сину, другу сина має вміти накладати шини їм. Такий у мене побут новий мій побут війна, або в землі тут, або готовий плюватися кулями кожного дня.
What to take with you to Ukraine? There's an infinite amount of things that you can take, but let's get into it. So this video's kind of long, I apologize. There's a lot of stuff I had to fit in here. This was shot over a long period of time in many different environments, so I apologize for the video and sound quality. I know there's going to be some things that I missed in this video. I apologize ahead of time. Anything that I missed that you wanted to know, should you bring, just know if you don't bring it, and it's a necessity, you will get it from the military. If you have gear, if you train in that gear, bring it. A lot of the things that I brought to Ukraine with me, I have ditched over time just because I had so much shit and I accumulated more stuff. And all of this stuff has to go everywhere that you go. Not only on the trip, but throughout training, then when you go from training to unit, when you go to unit to deploy. So it's just food for thought and something to keep in mind. Another thing to think about is a good quality sleeping bag. Mine was donated from Help Heroes of Ukraine. Very, very good sleeping bag. But good sleeping bags can be very expensive. And also when they're rolled up and you're traveling with them, they take up a lot of space. Set some money aside, come to Ukraine and purchase a very good quality one once you get here to save you that room. It's just something to think about. Remember, you're going to take it with you everywhere you go on this trip and you're going to use it every day. Invest in a good quality sleeping bag. And remember, take pictures, take videos, and make some for the history books. I think that probably this is about the amount of bags you should take. Any more than this and the trip becomes very, very difficult. With a roller or pusher bag, a backpack that you can actually use when you're there, and then 2 smaller bags secreted in there, you got what you need pretty much. One of the reasons why I chose this 511 bag was simply for this. Ta-da! To carry your helmet. Makes it very much easier. Save a lot of space. That helmet's not in your luggage, having to take up that big spot. So this was very convenient. This happens to be a 72-hour bag, so you can fit a lot of shit that you need to take in there. Gives you a lot of storage space, many pockets. You're good to go. Another feature that makes this very well tailored to this travel is the waist strap. It has the built-in waist strap right here. So when that load does get heavy, you can strap it up and it makes carrying very, very much easier. Perfect example of why you need Gore-Tex and why you need a Gore-Tex type top or a rain type jacket. Now for your duffel bag has to be a decent size and you have to be able to pull and roll it just so your trip is easier. As you're walking, getting on buses, having to travel to Ukraine, you have to have a puller. That's where a majority of your stuff is going to be. Just a side note, utilize a rolling luggage case that is very strong and well built. Mine broke down at 4 in the morning in the streets of Lviv on my way to make a train back home for a vacation with my family. I had to leave thousands of dollars of gear in the middle of the street to make my train and not miss my flight. Don't let it happen to you. Now, I said the bags previously should be enough, but maybe if you have too much stuff to fit in those bags, you can bring one more bag. Something like this. Again, this is a 511 brush 24, so it's a 24-hour tank. Smaller than the 72-hour pack that I always use, but still works perfectly well. You can fit way more than you need in here for functionality when you're in Ukraine, but also will allow you to pack more stuff and throw it, strap it onto the top of your roll-around duffel bag, and just pull it on through the airport. Now, in the luggage, I would carry something like this. This can be rolled up, nice and schmedium, tucked away, and stored for when you need it. Its application would be once you get to where you're going, You download all your stuff. You're at the barracks, let's say. You guys get the weekend off to go to Lviv. You take what you need in that small little bag, leave everything else, obviously, at the barracks. And you just take your hygiene products, maybe some snacks, and everything else, and you're good to go. Another, which was my preferred choice, was this jiu-jitsu gi bag. Came with one of the gis I ordered some years back. Drawstring bag. Perfect for storing and carrying just lightweight stuff. Ta-da! So this bag, whatever you use, is an important bag. This is the one that has to be packed and easily accessible. This isn't going to go in the under the plane luggage or whatever. You want to carry this on with you, and this goes everywhere with you. This is going to have your snacks, your hygiene, and most importantly, something that I didn't think of prior to this life, toilet paper. Always keep a small roll of toilet paper everywhere you go from now on once you leave home. Whether traveling, whether you're out training on an exercise, whether you are on a mission on the front, take toilet paper with you. Comes in handy, obviously. Anyway, what I did when I left, I brought instant rice from home. That helped me get through a lot. I really love white rice, sticky rice, all that. I don't need no salt or soy sauce, none of that. So that really helped me out a lot. Oatmeal, same thing. You can get by for a long time with a big bag of oatmeal, a big bag of rice. And I also brought a big bag of ramen noodles. Obviously, it's been eaten since then. Family did try to send me some more, but there was problems with sending food. But anything that you like that can be packaged to be small and then can feed for the long is something that you would want to bring in this bag. Also, right, deodorant, toothbrush, soap in a soap dish, spoons to eat food, and a bowl. And of course, don't forget your loofah. Here's some instant oatmeal. Here's my civilian travel boo-boo kit. You can use small containers like this for lotion or other hygiene products. Another important aspect people may not touch on, laundry bag. Very, very, very convenient. Something a lot of people may not think of. Get yourself a laundry bag. Again, 99 cents probably anywhere and everywhere. Dirty clothes and or anything else you need to separate from other stuff within a bag. Another tip and life hack, get good at sewing. Get some sewing paraphernalia, bring it with you. You'll be able to do a lot with the sewing kit. I didn't make this one. A guy named AIDS made this one before he left in 4th Battalion. But you can make pouches. You can repair gear or add on to gear. You can sew on camo or make changes to your kit. And it can assist you in making scrim for backpacks, guns, helmets, such. So just another consideration. Doesn't cost very much, but when you need it, you'll have it. Even if you don't know how to sew, you'll figure it out real quick. Electronics and European chargers. Once you get to Europe, their outlets are not the same as in America. So for those who don't know, you have to get a European one. Of course, you can get one when you get there, but you may be in an emergency where your phone's dead and you have to go a time without having a phone, and that sucks, as we all know. So buy one before Amazon, they're cheap, get it, take it with you, you're good to go. On that note, Ukrainian SIM card, Ukrainian phone number. Once you get enlisted in the military, you are required to have a Ukrainian phone and phone number. Foreign SIM cards, foreign phone usage is dangerous in Ukraine when in large numbers. You can do it ahead of time. I've been using LifeCell since day one. Set that up or prepare to set that up. On the topic of another phone, I did bring another Android phone because real men use Androids for my Ukrainian number or to control my GoPro while it's on my helmet. When it's on your helmet, you obviously can't see what it's doing. You don't want to take your helmet off. So you can download the GoPro app and you can control it from your phone without a SIM card in there, so you're not putting yourself or anybody else in danger. And start, stop, review your GoPro right from the phone screen. A recommendation of mine, handcuff key. Get a metal one, get a plastic one, put the plastic one somewhere no one can find it, put the metal one on your keys, you never know. And all that can fit in a nice little easy carry bag. Very convenient. You can tie it right onto your main backpack, you're good to go. You're pulling your roll around through the airport, let's ride. Another thing that helped me on my trip, solar charger. Unfolds, folds up. In an emergency, it'll come through. Another good thing to get, a passport holder or some type of book holder. In here, passport, military ID, photos of the family, money. Once you become enlisted, you get a bank account and cards that you get paid on, keep them in there. Besides being good to go though, it keeps your books fresh and brand new looking instead of looking like a beat up piece of shit. Obviously you want to bring headphones. I like over the ears. Left mine on the train to Przemyśl, and I was sitting with another International Legion guy from Germany. Accidentally left mine there. He grabbed them and then of course stopped answering the phone. I'll find him. GoPro mount. I would recommend Velcro with sticky back, as I have in other videos. The felt and the other side allows you to add patches or other gear to places that do not already have Velcro. I absolutely recommend taking your plate carrier. If you own a plate carrier, especially if you train in your own plate carrier, definitely use it as long as it's good and comfortable and you've got it configured. As I've mentioned previously, you run a lot of obstacle courses and stuff in basic, you'll figure out what works and what doesn't work. But if you train in your own stuff already at home, you're already ahead of the game when you hit to Ukraine. Plates. I do not recommend taking your own plates. One, it's a bunch of added weight for no reason. Two, there is a million different types of plates that you can get and you will get issued once you get here. So no need to bring the extra weight. There's all different types of plates that you can find here, all good companies. A lot of stuff's been donated besides the issued stuff. So you'll find what you need, whether ceramic level 4, whether 3+, steel, whatever you want, you can find, no problem. If you can find this in a plate carrier, good too. Pull tab. Best magazine pouches. 511's multi-caliber pouch. Perfect for retaining on tack reloads, but they also are multi-caliber and take AK magazines, which is very rare that you find pouches like this that take both M4 and super awkward, goofy AK mags. Carabiners are a good thing to bring as well, because you can retain different things. Face masks, gloves, as you see here. So just an option. There are a lot of magazine pouches similar to this. These are High-Speed Gear's double taco pouches. I've been using these for a long time and stand by these far better than any of the generic ones you can buy. This, as I've spoken on before, is a Krydex pistol mag pouch. I'll use it a lot for a multi-tool, which comes in very much handy. I like these because the inside is smooth plastic. So when you go to retain your magazine, it slides right in. It doesn't have that texture that's sticky, which is to keep stuff in, but it also makes it harder to put stuff back in. When it comes to medical kit, if you don't have your own or don't have the supplies or whatever, don't worry about it. You will get issued all that when you get to Ukraine. There's plenty. Also, any danglers or attachments for your kit, I would recommend bringing. This is a chest harness. Again, it's a Krydex. Works very well. I can take this off of the shoulder straps and just clip this onto my JPC, my Krydex JPC. I can rock a regular dangler here. I could rock, this is like the 5-banger for the 40 mic. If you're trying to be really light and nimble, you can just run a chest rig. No ballistic plates, no plate carrier. Just think about that kind of stuff, especially if you're someone that trains in your gear. You know what's going to work and what's going to not. We ran obstacles and all that in basic every single day, jumping over ropes, climbing out of holes, crawling under barbed wire, climbing up ladders, and you find out very, very quickly what works and what doesn't. Did want to touch on this too. If you're somebody that's looking to use an inner outer belt, like mine. Those come with a belt, an inner belt like this, with just the Velcro, and you just have to kind of pull it and then stick the Velcro on there when it's on your waistband. And then your outer obviously just Velcros to it when you put it on. Very convenient. But the inner that comes with these really sucks. A buddy of mine that ended up in my unit gave me this one. This is an inner belt that's far better because it actually has the loop for you to pull to tighten on you. Far more easier. Also, for danglers, this is my P-Tech dangler. A lot of guys complained about having too big of a dangler. All the danglers in Ukraine are pretty much a lot bigger than this, so it works just fine. Keep what I need in here. Snacks, extra masks, whatever. Batteries for my GoPro. It's got the slot for a tourniquet on the bottom. You're good to go. Assault packs. This assault pack, I think this is Krydex brand as well. Shallow pocket here. Deep all the way to the bottom pocket here. Patch ID. The cool thing about this one is it expands if you need it to. So it goes from being about this size to being a bigger back, both there and there. So it almost doubles in size. It's a pretty cool little assault pack. Fill it full of ammo and shit. Unzip, and it completely unfolds with Velcro on the inside. Another thing I can't recommend more that got me through a lot, water bladder. This is a 511, real easy to refill. We'll just pour water bottles right in here. This I brought from America and has lasted this whole time. And the bladder fits nice and discreetly on the inside of your assault pack. Has a pass-through, comes right out the top through my shoulder straps, and it basically just sits there ready for me at all times to stay nice and hydrated. This is something I definitely recommend. This is basically what I use my assault pack for. I'll fill this full of water, close this up, it's nice and flat on my back, and then throw a 72 or 24-hour pack on the back full of ammo, grenades, and everything else. Cummerbunds, I don't like the ones that came with the 511 for soft side plates. But when you use these and then you mount magazine pouches on the outside, you're just too bulky. You're looking like a dude that, you know, isn't swole but wants to be swole when they walk. That's how you're gonna look. Instead, I just went with the cummerbunds with the built-in magazine pouches. This is a double, and you can even, it's got the molly for other things on here as well. And then this acts like armor for the ones who haven't seen the Magpul Save My Life video. Shrapnel went and hit this fully loaded mag and it stopped it. I also recommend these because of the quick detach. Instead of having to flap this up, Velcro, and flap it down all the time, you just pop them in and out. In and up, in and out. When it comes to sunglasses, these are ESS's. I use these for everything, everyday use and combat use. These are shatterproof, shrapnel resistant, obviously to agree depending on the velocity. You can buy replacement lenses in different colors. Got you a nice case, replacement little nose tips, clear lens, black lens in there. And I'll take this case with me everywhere. If we're infilling at night, I'll probably have clear ones on. As soon as the sun comes out, I'm wearing orange. If you're a guy that likes black shades, then you get the black, you slide them in, replace the lens, you're good to go. Very nice glasses. Didn't want to lose my eyesight. So far, they've kept me from doing that. ESSs are expensive, but once you buy the first pair, you can buy replacement lenses, so it's kind of worth the investment in my opinion. Better than some everyday sunglasses. The 511 bag even has a sunglasses pouch. Drop pouches. Definitely need them in Ukraine. GBRS says no drop pouches and all that. Fuck that. Definitely need a drop pouch. And we need to retain mags. Can't lose them. For training purposes, you can carry water on the front. Definitely can retain your mag. This isn't something that matters to you. skip it. What I recommend, this 511 drop pouch. The reason I recommend this drop pouch because it is so low profile. It's not huge. A lot of the drop pouches that you see in Ukraine or can buy are just humongous, which can be good. I just personally don't like it. Another reason why I really like this, ta-da! So I do recommend scrims for packs, for your weapon, or for your helmet. As an example, this is one. This is from Bees Combat Systems, M81 Woodland. Use it a lot. Love it. You know, Alpine, Multicam, Desert. They have every one you can think of for all the seasons, so you can grab a couple of them. You can also grab Cordura. You can cut your shape that you want and make your own scrims for whatever you want. A lot of guys have asked about what kind of knife I or we use. This is nothing special. CRKT Triumph neck knife. Solid blade. Been using this for years. Paracord handle, paracord tail. It's got a sheath that I keep Velcroed up in some configuration on my kit, depending on what I'm wearing. It's a fixed blade. You want fixed blade. You can dig, you can stab, you can cut. Whatever you need it for, it's there for. Tools and carrying cases. I use something like this. This is a Magpul carrying pouch. It is waterproof, decent size, zips shut. In here, I keep all the stuff that you would need to tinker, fix, or adjust things. I brought anything I would need for that. One of the best things that you can use for that is a kit like this. This is an iFixit kit, screwdriver with every attachment that you would need. That'll get you through pretty much most of what you need to get done, no matter what you're working on. Also, Allen keys, metric, obviously, because you're going to Europe. But since we're using a lot of NATO stuff, you may want to have standards as well. Electrical tape, obviously. Some channel locks, definitely come in handy. Armor's wrench, for those that know, for those that don't. This is to work on your standard M4 or AR-15 build. Paracord. Bags like this work very well for stuff that cannot get wet. I keep the blue Loctite in here. All your little screws on your helmet or on any other gear, take them out, clean them off with alcohol so there's no oil. Drop a drip of blue Loctite on there, put them back in. Laser bore sighter for your weapon. This allows you to zero your rifle to a degree without actually firing any rounds. Small screwdrivers for obvious reasons. On operations or training, I'll use something smaller like this. My Holosun pet came in this, and I just repurposed it. Pop it open. Your PVSs can fit right in it. Just cut the foam to size. Works very well for stuff like that. Here's another one, a different type of Seahorse thermal. Fits right in here. It's got a little retaining bag. These are more realistic than the larger variant and allows you to fit this in your assault pack, your 48 or 72-hour bag, not take up too much space, but most importantly, keep it safe and secure. I would definitely recommend bringing something like this, depending on what gear you take or what gear you plan on receiving. These are nice little stackable boxes, batteries, more batteries, CR123As. This here is a little kind of makeshift gun repair kit, parts and pins, razor, and other little repair parts for the M4. Now for everyday belts, I recommend something durable that's good. This is just a 511, but it's well made. The buckle ain't gonna break on you. So find something similar that's not fragile, that's not gonna break on you. One thing that a lot of people miss is a good pair of Gore-Tex. These are awesome. These are for any rain, mud, snow. These slide over your boots and over your pants. You don't have to get undressed to get these on. And completely waterproof. They have pockets that you can reach in to your normal combat pants underneath. Belt loops. They're just scrunchy on the top, and you can obviously tighten on the bottom. Phenomenal. These can be very expensive. These were donated to me by an organization called Help Heroes of Ukraine. If you have any donations, definitely send to them. They're in the Chicagoland area. Bring a basic pair of like cargo pants like these, obviously the camo doesn't matter. This is just for you to use while you train, to sweat in, get dirty, rip up, obstacle course run in, no problem. Good combat shirts, hard to come by without spending a good amount of money on. Good ones in Ukraine in the stores, in the reputable stores, are very expensive. If you can find military surplus versions before you come, be very good. You want elbow pads, good material that won't rip up on the arms from crawling, and nice and thin on the body so you don't retain heat. If you can get US Army surplus stuff, that's golden. Multicam, green, FDE, something like that. A few pairs of boxers, just as an example, these are issued by the Ukrainian military, official 3C wide joints, keep you nice and decent, depending on what time of year. Cold weather mask in the appropriate camo, or something similar to this SA company. And obviously, as I've said before, a good pair of combat pants. You don't need to spend $450 on Cry Precision. These are Cry Decks. Very, very good pants, man. Very good pants. Definitely recommend these. Pair of nice shorts. Running shorts, relaxing shorts, whatever you want to call it. These have the built-in like spandex, whatever on the inside. These are for after you're done training, you're relaxing in your bunk with clean, nice clothes, not being a dirtbag. Socks, cold weather socks, issued socks. Cold weather, I believe wool is the preferred material. Bring a couple pair of these. Obviously, you can buy more in Ukraine as you need them. For example, these are military issued socks. Official 3C wide joints. Nice and long. You can pull them all the way up to your knees if that's what you're into. You're good to go. Moving on to gloves. Gloves are a dime a dozen. This is issued. These were issued by 4th Battalion, mechanics gloves, but you see how they get worn. You're going to go through gloves like a motherfucker. So, don't worry too much about gloves. Mechanics are really good. There's some other ones. I have another pair that are like biking gloves that work really well. But they're a dime a dozen. These are 511s, like cold weather gloves. These have held up really well, as you see. They're nice, especially when you have like something knitted on your hands as well under these. Jackets. So I came in May of 2023. So it was just getting warm, and this thin, lightweight kind of like windbreaker from 511 got me through a lot of the early morning PT sessions. My ears get really cold, so I had a hat as well. But in the morning, it'll still be cold outside. You're gonna do a lot of PT, and something like that will help very, very much. Another example of what's issued, this is a winter jacket. Very, very good jacket, high quality, fleece on the inside. I love it, So this is an example of what one of a few top covers you would be issued in the winter. In the summer, you get your uniform and overcoat and are issued other things that are lighter. But again, just an example of something that's issued and something that's not. Maybe bring something light that'll help. Maybe bring something a little more heavy, like a flannel, that'll work. On the topic of boots, these are the boots that I recommend 100%. These are Loas, high tops. These cost me about $265, I think, in Ukraine. You can get them outside of Ukraine as well, but I believe the price is still about the same. These are phenomenal. They feel great. They work great. I only really use these. I did bring a pair of 511s, which are on my feet right now. These and these are probably the only two that I really, really wear, especially for hardcore work. The boots that are issued by the military, I don't have them because I don't like them. They're not horrible, but they're not phenomenal. You'll see them in a lot of videos with Ukrainian soldiers. They look like somebody with bad acne on the side of them. These are a pair of Solomons. These are really, really nice too. These are very, very expensive shoes. These were issued. They're more cleat type and they stretch to the size of your foot. So they're very, very comfortable. They're tieless. You just tighten them like that and it has a little tuck-in slot in the tongue for the extra lace. These are really good as well. I just wanted to give you guys an example of something that's issued and something that's not and give you something to think about. If you're a big boot guy, definitely invest in some really, really good boots. You will have access to quality boots in Ukraine, but you can also bring some with you. Gun parts and gun accessories. This is an important topic. So in Ukraine, you can get a lot of good gun parts and gun accessories, and a lot of bad gun parts and gun accessories. For example, when it comes to the optics, you can get optics here, but there is a premium on the price. There's the regular price you would pay for this in, say, America, and then plus some at the stores here. And there's only a few stores that carry the real high quality stuff. You can get knockoff anything for sure for cheap, but the real high quality stuff, you will definitely pay a premium on. And then a lot of things like pressure pads and stuff, you're not going to find like this Unity pressure pad here, for example. I think this is a dual fuel Surefire light. This is the 100 Concepts cap cover or lens cover. You won't find that, you know. So just keep that in mind. If you have access to high quality lights and optics in your country, I would definitely bring. And stuff like the Unity mounts and good EOTech magnifiers, you're probably not going to find here without paying a lot of money for. I did bring my Magpul front and rear sights. I did bring my Geisley charging handle. I've used it on my HK. You know, it's pretty universal with anything that takes for an AR M4 style rifle. This is my 3-prong muzzle brake. I brought that. Obviously, like camouflage painting's easy to do. You can get spray paint and stuff anywhere. Suppressors are really easy to get in Ukraine, so don't worry about that. As soon as you get here, you can buy them from mom and pop shops on the side of the road. And then there's companies that have good ones and stores that have good ones as well, so don't worry about that. These are AK replacement parts, which allows you to change the parts on your stock AK and add rails, in this case M-LOK rails, in order to attach packs, lasers, lights, grips. This is the top rail, the dust cover that allows you to add your red dot sight or optics onto the top. Collapsible stock with an adjustable cheek weld, and it folds. This is done by a company in Ukraine called Arc Tech. These are really, really good. Really, really good. Grips you can take. This is for the AK as well. Another really good example, I took a Surefire Warden blast can, which QD mounts on to this 3-prong, brought it out with me to Ukraine, took it to a company that does really good work, referred to me by some guys on my team. They cut off the QD mount on the blast can. I bought one of their suppressors and they attached the suppressor on to the QD mount so I can QD mount it on to Surefire's 3-prong. So some good work is done here. Now, this is obviously for guys that know how to do this stuff, guys that do it at home, build rifles, build guns, change parts. You can bring some of the better parts that you will not be able to get in Ukraine. This is a BCM, a 12-inch quad rail. I brought that here. Kind of hard to get even in America. They're always sold out and whatnot, so you definitely won't get it in Ukraine. Magpul stocks, you can get these in Ukraine, but if you have them, then you don't need to buy it. You can travel with it. It's not illegal, no problem, and you can bring it. This is mine. I've used this since the beginning. It's been on HKs, M4s, anything that takes a regular buffer tube. This grip is from Arc. Again, another good grip because, ta-da! Don't bring any ammunition, obviously. You won't make it. I did bring as well my Geisley buffer and buffer spring, which I also have been using. Magazines, I don't want to say are in short demand, but we really put a big emphasis on not losing magazines on mission or during training. If you can bring some magazines, Magpul AK mags and Magpul AR-15 or M4 mags, 40 rounders. 40 rounders obviously are good. I haven't used the drums. Guys have complained about the drums to some degree, Magpuls. So 40 rounders I definitely recommend. If you have a surplus, bring a few. It wouldn't hurt. Slings. This is my Magpul padded sling. Brought it with me. Very good slings. And I also got the Magpul attachment that allows you to go from a 2-point to a 1-point sling. So I stand by this. I would maybe recommend bringing a second sling. I used my second sling for the 320. I'll either use this or I will use a bungee, scrunchy type single point that I can just kind of throw the 320 behind me. Joining the Ukrainian International Legion has honestly been the best experience of my life. I've been through a lot in my life, but I don't regret anything. The danger, the people I've met, the knowledge I've gained, the experience, it's all been worth it. It's not for everybody, but it's all been worth it.